Iraqi military officials say they've killed hundreds of ISIS militants in a single airstrike.
Moberly police and businesses try to sort out counterfeit money that's been going around. We're just learning about 2 suspected ISIS militants killed by Turkey security forces.
The killing happened earlier this week, but one of the men was likely planning a suicide attack in the capital city.
Mid-Missouri sports camps are feeling that record heat, and those in charge are taking extra precautions. They're taking breaks more frequently for water and shade. A camp at Columbia College brought fans outside to cool things down. With turf and track temperatures at more than 120 degrees, coaches are staying cautious about keeping their athletes in the sun.
There's 120 kids here this week, and there's 120 concerned parents, and I'm a concerned parent as well. So we take these precautions because we don't want to have, we don't want to put anyone's health at risk over heat.
Klein says in this kind of heat, he doesn't keep his athletes outside for any longer than an hour. Missourians are paying attention to a new state report about who police are most likely to stop. The Attorney General's office released a report this week showing police disproportionately stop black people when compared with the makeup of the population. A coalition of organizations held 2 conferences yesterday to respond to the report. A representative says they will take the complete data set and look for an indication of what the problem is. The Ellis Fishel Cancer Center in Columbia will hold a reception today to recognize cancer survivors. The event marks National Cancer Survivor Month. KOMU Sheila Wong is live outside the Ellis Fishel telling us what the event means to the cancer community. Authorities arrested hundreds in the case of the 43 students who went missing in 2014. Justice officials have received criticism from the family of the missing, saying not enough has been done. The government first said students were detained by corrupt police and incinerated, but an independent study says that didn't happen.
And Moberly money is getting checked twice as police currently battle counterfeits.
With 10 different incidents reported in the last 10 days, local businesses are working to be more vigilant. KOMU8's Adam Pressler joins us in the studio to tell us what this means. A powerful storm blew through parts of North Carolina last night, causing serious damage. Heavy winds and rain brought down trees on homes and power lines. Several thousand homes and businesses lost power in one county. Roads were closed around the area as crews worked to clean up debris. Storms affected not just North Carolina last night, but coastal Carolina as well. The Chanticleers baseball team was scheduled to take on the Arizona Wildcats in the final game of the College World Series. Hundreds of energetic fans watched the final game of the 2016 College World Series yesterday. But after rain began to pour and lightning was spotted in the area, the game was postponed until tonight. The country's largest utility companies in the U.S. begins opening statements this morning as part of a criminal trial. Pacific Gas and Electric Company stands accused of obstructing investigators. The company had a natural gas pipeline explode in the San Francisco Bay Area back in 2010. That caused a massive fire that killed 8 people and destroyed more than 36 homes. Senators Roy Blunt and Claire McCaskill are joining forces in a bipartisan effort to bring the famous Delta Queen back to the Mississippi. The historic riverboat has not cruised along the river for the last decade. A Senate committee just allowed legislation that would allow the Queen to operate out of Kimswick. Supporters say the plan would generate $36 million a year for the local economy. The Columbia Fire Department is adding 4 new firefighters today. They're the first graduates from this year's training academy. KOMU8 Sheila Wong is live at City Hall to tell us what they experienced. The U.S. has been conducting airstrikes against ISIS since 2014, but a key intelligence official says U.S. air power is not doing a good enough job. The chief of Air Force Intelligence says airstrike targeting against ISIS gets a failing grade.
I would give us a 5, which means we have a lot of work to do.
The Pentagon has been trying to find better ways to select ISIS targets that, if bombed, really would hurt them. The general says the process of fighting ISIS involves a serious lack of coordination between agencies. Loyal online customers are becoming even more loyal, according to a new survey by shipper UPS and researcher ComScore. More than half of the purchases made by avid online shoppers are now made online. These results are an increase from the 48% of shoppers in 2015. An avid online shopper was defined as a consumer who makes 2 or more purchases on the web in a typical 3-month period. However, it's not only online shopping that's sapping your productivity at work, it's your smartphone. According to a new study released Wednesday by Career Builder, 83% of workers have smartphones and 82% of those with smartphones keep them within eye contact at work. Only 10% said their smartphone is decreasing their productivity at work. However, 66% said they use their smartphone at least several times a day while working. When shopping for a new car, you usually don't want to buy a car with too many miles.
But sometimes you may not be able to trust the car's odometer. NBC's Bob Hansen has more on this hidden scam.
Employment within Missouri has dropped after reaching an all-time high. The Department of Economic Development said non-farm payroll employment decreased by nearly 6,000 jobs last month. In April, employment reached 2.8 million, the highest employment Missouri has ever seen. 4th of July cookouts are expected to cost slightly more this year. The American Farm Bureau Federation finds the average cost for a 10-person cookout will cost just under $60. The cookout menu it budgeted had popular summer foods like hot dogs, cheeseburgers, potato salad, baked beans, and good old watermelon.